broke and scared to having hope with a plan. And now, here is your host, the owner and lead financial coach at Strong Tower Consulting, Justin Bennett.
And we are live here at the Webcast One Studios. This is the Strong Tower Financial Hour, where we help people from being broke and scared, and we give them hope with a plan. As always, thank you very much for joining us. We are glad that you are here as a part of the show today. And we are excited as we are doing a giving theme with this show today and why to give. Most people know what we should give, and most people want to give. But how do we become more motivated and find the why so we give more often? So we're going to talk about that today, but I'm also excited to have a good friend and special guest, Dave St. John with Life 107.1. And we're going to find out not only how can we give to a great ministry, but why a ministry like that exists and how it's because of people who give, whether it's their time or their talents or their money, is what helps. So let's just do that and welcome Dave. Dave, welcome to the show.
I love the shirt, Justin. That is awesome. I'm not wearing my Life 107.1 shirt, but you have yours on, so I'm feeling a little ashamed about that. So well done.
Thank you. I'm just wearing the jersey today. So speaking of jersey, so how did Iowa State, were you pulling for either of those?
Oh, dude. I am Switzerland. I am neutral. I mean, I don't want to be that fair weather guy. You know, it'd be easier for me to go, oh, I like you and I. So, you know, but you know, yeah, anything but. So yeah, definitely Hawk. Can I be a Cyhawk? A Cyhawk, yeah. We'll just call it even.
That's what my daughter does. She doesn't like to have anybody not happy, so she's both. She's a Cyhawk, and my wife's a Cyclone, and I'm a Hawkeye. We'll make it through. So.
I love the game, and I love watching Iowans come together to cheer their team on. That's what I love.
Cool. Well, Dave, tell me a little bit about Life 107.1. Obviously, I know about it, but some of our listeners may or may not be familiar or may be familiar. So what is Life 107.1 and what's its mission?
So Life 107.1, we all have priorities in life, whether it is family, work, or various other things. And for one of the options that people would say is a priority for them would be God as well. And so what happens then, of course, is you have music, you have radio, you have TV, you have media outlets. And Life 107.1's purpose is to bring the idea of saying, this is who Jesus Christ is. And this is music that draws you to who he is. And for those who are either saying that's a priority in my life, or someone who says, I want to know more about who Jesus is, that's what Life 107.1 is here for in Des Moines and Central Iowa.
That's awesome. And so Life 107.1, how do you guys function? I believe you're a nonprofit organization. Is that correct?
We are. Life 107.1 is a 501c3, if you want to get technical about it. We're owned by the University of Northwestern St. Paul. And a quick aside, if you're familiar with who Billy Graham is, which most of us are in America, Billy Graham, long story short, started when he was president of Northwestern, the media network. And we've been here in Central Iowa for 10 years now, thanks to the generosity of Central Iowans to keep it going, which answers your other question. We're funded by listeners.
Wow. So that's giving. And that's one of the reasons why we have you on the show is to talk about giving. So there's typically three ways people give: time, talents, and their money. How does that happen or function with Life 107.1?
You know, it's a great question because it's unfortunately it's been tainted, that religious organizations are just here to seek money. And that's, there have been instances where that is true, where things have gone astray. But the reality is that for Life 107.1, what we ask is we say, do you have a heart to reach people for Christ in Central Iowa? Are you blessed by the music in your life, your family's life, your neighbor's life? And do you want to see that continue? With your help, we can do that. And that's, like you said, through our time, giving as a volunteer, our treasure, giving financially, and of talent as well. We do employ volunteer help in various places, whether it's creating a video where they might be an actor in that. Justin, you yourself are so generous with, no joke, I think about a third of the Life 107.1 window stickers that are going around town on 235, you've stuck. So
wow.
Thank you.
You bet. No problem. Well, if someone wants to give to Life 107.1, they go, you know what, I want to be a part of this ministry. I want to give financially. I believe in it. Where can they give their financial resources to?
To give to Life 107.1 financially, we have a website that's specifically designed for it, because it really is what you do. When you give to Life 107.1, you change lives. And so the website, easy to remember when you think about that, it's youchangelives.org. And if I could take just a quick second, Justin, to explain that, we don't want to take anything away for the credit that God deserves, for He's the one that changes lives. It's Him that's doing it.
Amen.
But when we give, when we pray, when we get involved with our time, talent, and treasure, as you said, God gives us this incredible opportunity to join in with what He's doing. And that's what we hope people will do with Life 107.1.
So let's take a look at the website on youchangelives.org. There should be a picture there. And we're going to play, actually, there's a great video of showing how you guys, with your tagline, uplifting music with a message of hope. Let's watch this as someone got hope by this radio station.
I was going through a really bad time in my life, turned to drugs, and got hung up in the wrong type of people, bad timing, bad choices. And my son came to me in his senior year, and he brought me to the table on it and said, "Mom, this is not how you raised me, and I can't live in this house."
In this life, I know what I've been, but here in your arms, I know what I am.
Through 107.1 and the music that has just blessed me, the song Forgiven reminded me that I am forgiven, and I approached my son years later and asked for his forgiveness, and we are just the closest we could ever be now. He has totally forgiven me. I cleaned up my act. I have a wonderful job. I have a wonderful husband, and I got 2 precious children.
I forgive it.
And you help make it happen with your financial support to Life 107.1. It's one of many stories that we believe God is using the uplifting music for here in Des Moines and Central Iowa. And your ongoing monthly gift helps make that happen. So thank you for praying about doing your part, and thanks for making a gift right now to help change lives with Life 107.1.
What an awesome story of hope. And I can tell you, I've been helping with this ministry now for a while, and I can tell you personally, I've seen many lives changed and hope given, even myself personally, through the radio station at Life 107.1. Well, when we come back here at the Strong Tower Financial Hour, we're going to have Dave come back on. We're going to talk a little bit more about the station and how your dollars and your time given really has helped and blessed that station. And then we'll also talk about the why. Why do we give when we come back?
Yes, now your favorite programs on Webcast One Live can all be watched and listened to on any Android or Apple device, your phone, tablet, or iPad. Yes, your favorite shows on Webcast One Live are available live or on podcast wherever you go. Let me introduce to you some of our great shows.
My name is Justin Bennett with Strong Tower Consulting, where we passionately coach individuals, families, and businesses to make better financial decisions that help create success and eliminate financial stress. I offer a free 30-minute consultation where we find out where your situation is. I explain how I do my coaching services. Then it's up to you whether you want to continue. The Bible has, depending on who you believe, 800 to 2,000 scriptures that talk about money alone. So pretty important subject in God's eyes. That's one of the things that I enjoy doing, is help them see God's ways of handling money. You know, it's interesting. Most people that I ask, what would it be like to be debt-free? The common response is, I don't know. I don't think it's possible. But in 90 days, most of my clients go from, I don't think it's possible, to, I'm excited. In 2 years or less, I will be debt-free. There's no tricks, no gimmicks, nothing being sold here. It's just learning how to do money well. This is Strong Tower Financial Hour, where we help people go from being broke and scared to having hope with a plan.
I'm Michael Libby. I'm the host of Insight on Business, the News Hour.
We're seen live at 8:45 each Monday morning at Webcast One Live, or whenever you want on my blog or on the internet. So what qualifies me to talk about advertising, marketing, and consumer trends? Well, it's my business. Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications has helped dozens of companies, small, medium, and large, learn how to use advertising correctly. And we pass that information on to you each and every week. So when you want to watch your favorite Webcast One program, remember, there's an app for that. You know, there's an app for that.
Because I heard you say there's gonna be brighter days.
We are back live here at the Strong Tower Financial Hour, and we have Dave St. John with Life 107.1, a local Christian radio station that plays great music, just like that one with Mercy Me, Move, one of my favorites. That's why it's on the show. And Dave, we're talking about giving today, and kind of segueing in from the last segment. What are some good giving stories that you've heard from others that give? Not so much how much did they give, but the blessing they got from giving.
Okay, so usually, when we talk about giving, it's like, hey, don't go there. Something that I think many of us as Christians are understanding in life is that, we're not here to say, give us your money. Okay, I mean, we have a hard enough time as individuals at Life 107.1 remembering in our own lives that this is all God's anyway. But that's really what it is. This is all God's anyway. And so as followers of Christ, God, what does he want me to do today? My time, right? God, what is it that I can do to get involved? My talent, right? God, where is it you want me to be involved? Treasure. They're all his anyway. And so what Life 107.1 says is, would you pray? And if you believe that you should be involved with Life 107.1, great. We hear stories of people who have been listening for years, and they go through a difficult time, and they realize the power of what God is doing through a song at Life 107.1. And we've seen people say, you know what, I'd like to get on board with $1 a day. And only in God's economy could $1 a day make a huge difference to help change lives, but it does. We've seen stories of people who literally their first time gift to Life 107.1 was $5,000. And I don't say that to say, like you said, not how much, but the idea is that there's a range. We're not asking for you to do anything other than what God has called you to do. We believe that he'll take care of the need for the year.
Absolutely. So let's give a little background on the station. So you said 10 years ago was when it first came to Des Moines?
Yes, 10 years ago. We are now the second newest station in Northwestern Media's organization. Everything 100% locally programmed. Everything that, whether it's the songs we play, that kind of thing, all those decisions are made here by listeners in Central Iowa. We're really grateful for that.
Wow. And so when it comes to giving, obviously we can give of our time and our money. And then also, with 10 years on the air, you have probably seen changed lives. What about the volunteers that give? We talked about the money aspect, but what do the volunteers give? I mean, obviously I love to volunteer, but what about other volunteers as well? What benefit for them do they get from volunteering of their time?
Well, the volunteers have a special opportunity during the fundraiser to call or to take phone calls and to be able to interact with someone who says, I have to share a story with you. I mean, it really is a special, and I don't know what other word to use, but a special blessing when you can engage with someone and talk with someone who says, God has used Life 107.1 in my life, and I have to tell you how. And then they get to hang up and say, wow, that's so cool. And I think that's, as you're taking phone calls, as you're taking pledges, those stories are coming through, and a firsthand experience becomes a powerful opportunity to say, I do get to help change lives. God does it, but somehow I get to be involved with this, taking this call.
And that is so fun. As you know, I've done some calls with you guys, and I'll never forget one of those 3-hour blocks that I helped. And people think, oh my, 3 hours is a long time. It's not. It goes by pretty quick, especially if you do the early morning session.
I'm glad.
But I will never forget, there was just one time I did this, and kid you not, it felt like every call I was praying for somebody. And we literally on the phone were praying. Lots of folks, long years of marriage, either going through a divorce or a teenage child going a different direction than they would like. And I remember going, wow, getting to spend 3 hours, not just taking a pledge, but praying for people in their need right then, right there. And you, every time, and I mean this with 100% sincerity, every time that I have left your office volunteering, I've got a skip in my heart, joy, going, wow, lives were changed today by God using Life 107.1 and all of the resources that have been well used. And so that's my little shameless plug of, if you love to volunteer for the station, do it, because you will just feel charged and energized by doing so.
Well, that's cool. God gets the credit for all that.
Amen.
And really grateful. Life 107.1 truly is something that we don't know how long we're here on this earth. You know what I mean? For each of us, we don't know how long God is going to choose to use Life 107.1 here in Central Iowa. We just are faithful to come in and say, God, would you use the uplifting music today? Would you help change lives today? And he's done that. He's been faithful for that for the past 10 years. And my hope is that if that's something that someone would say, I want to be involved in that. That resonates with me. Great. Then we're not asking you to do anything else but pray and see what God might have you do.
That's awesome. Well, let's take a moment to get to know Dave St. John.
Oh.
What got you into the radio? What got you into the radio business?
26 years ago, I was at a college radio station for the first time. And I walked in and it was like, I wasn't walking with God at the time, but I still know to this day that God still hit me with like a 2x4. And I walked in and I went, this is what I'm going to do. This is it. I hadn't even set foot in the studio, but I knew this was what I wanted to do. And back in, long story short, 1994, when God changed my life, then I found myself saying, I believe God wants me to do what I do in radio for him. And there are plenty of people who are Christians who work in non-Christian radio, and I was one of those people. But I really believe that God had called me to say, and now I want you to do this in Christian radio. And it's been tremendous.
Wow, awesome. Well, thank you again, Dave, for being on the show today. If someone wants to give again financially, what's the website they can go to?
Easy to remember, of course, when you give, here it is, youchangelives.org.
Awesome. Well, Dave, again, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you,
Really
Justin.
appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
When we come back, we're going to share more about giving. And just again, today's goal is to get you excited, to motivate, to be giving of your time, your talents, your resources, whatever, because being a generous giver, you just can't lose by doing that. We'll talk more when we come back on the Strong Tower Financial Hour.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
I'm Brian Leach, owner and general manager of Service Legends. I brought along a couple of the home comfort heroes.
Hi, I'm Tammy Wells.
I am Nick Wondershide.
I'm administrative manager
I am the senior technician.
from Service Legends.
It seems like every good thing, when you feel it to the bone that it's good, there's a lot of hard work put behind it. I don't think that you can fake it and have it turn out good.
If we seem like, okay, that's just weird, it's just a furnace, why would you believe so deeply in a furnace? It's not just that, we want to show the world that you can have good service.
Yeah, it's got to be, it's your home.
It's built into our daily trainings, it's built into our culture, that we're gonna do whatever it takes to have each client say they love us, period.
That's why we spend all the hours in the training that we do. And if we guarantee it's gonna be a good experience for you, or else it's free, what type of work do you think we're gonna do?
There is a guarantee.
Temperature selection guarantee, fixed rider it's free guarantee, comfort guarantee, best value guarantee. All of these guarantees hold us accountable to ensuring that we exceed your expectations. And if for whatever reason we'd fail and we can't make it right, we guarantee all of those guarantees with a 100% money back guarantee.
If you don't think that your technician can fix it right, are you gonna say that to a client? No.
You don't have to worry about having a technician come to your house.
We drug test, background check all of our team members. We put safe people in your home. Each and every one of our service techs, 400 hours a year in training.
You tell it the minute they walk in the door. They know what they're doing, they've done their homework, and they actually truly care about what you want.
Because at the end of the day, you're the person that makes sure I have a job.
They're gonna be listening. They're gonna wanna know what your challenges are. Then they're gonna come and give you options, and you get to choose.
If I'm there to help and I make it easy and painless, I did my job right that day.
Well, when it comes to your comfort, safety, and your family, you don't necessarily go buy the most expensive, but you get the most bang for your buck.
Oh, it's worth it, because there's a lot of people that will find a way to get it to work right now and then leave and then come back, charge you again, and the cycle just repeats itself. So when I'm out there looking at the furnace, I want to find why it failed today. How can we change the part today with something that you're not going to have to worry about? Is it worth changing the part today? You can put a lot of money into a furnace. I can fix parts all day. There's good job security in that for me. but is it the right thing for you?
I get a lot of the phone calls of after the technicians are there. They're just in awe. They're like, wow, you guys are great. I mean, I don't even know what to say. You guys are great. Everything you did was perfect. It was great.
Keep going though, I like this.
Just give us a try. I'm gonna take all the risk.
I've got the time to make this right. I've got the support to make it right.
Just check us out.
And if you don't see the value in what we do,
I mean, fixed right or it's free or 100% money back.
enough said.
And we are back live at the Strong Tower Financial Hour. For our scripture of the week, let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 through 19, and it says, "Instruct those who are rich in the present age not to be arrogant or to set their hope on uncertainty of wealth, but on God, who richly provides us with all things to enjoy. Instruct them to do what is good, to be rich in good works, to be generous, willing to share, storing up for themselves a good reserve for the age to come, so that they may take hold of life that is real." And I want you to think about, when is the last time you have given something to anybody? When's the last time you've given anything to anybody? Whether it was you're donating your time, giving of your resources, even if it was Christmas, someone's Christmas or birthday. When was the last time you gave? And how did that feel? Now, as I say that, I want to be careful that it's not about you moment or about me moment, because giving's about helping others, thinking about others just as much, if not more, than yourself. But how different would our society here be locally, nationally, globally, if we gave more often of our time, of our resources, versus hoarding it away for ourselves? You know, interestingly, the average wage in America today, or the average household income annually, is just under $50,000 a year. It's $49,000 and change. I can't remember the exact number, but $50,000 for rough numbers. That's over $2.2 million that us as Americans have the privilege to make opportunities. Are we going to give the money away, save, spend, invest? $2.2 million is a lot of money. In fact, $50,000, if that is your income, that is the top 1% income earner in the world. So if you earn an income of $50,000 or more, you're in the top 1% income earner in the world. The average wage, by the way, across the world, 53 cents a day. 53 cents a day is the average wage across the world. And I think last I checked, our minimum wage here was $7.25 an hour. So whether you're at minimum wage part-time, or you're a CEO of a Fortune 100 company, or anywhere in the middle, how can you give? Why should you give? You know, my dad always used to say there's always someone better or worse than you. And I believe that's very true. So how can we help those who are in need? Well, again, we talked about today financially. You could give to your local church. Well, that's your tithe or offerings. You can give to things like Life 107.1. But even if you're not a person of faith, giving, you can't lose by giving. So where could you give? I mean, there are hunger shelters. There are homeless shelters. There are clinics of people who don't have the funds to get proper help with their health care. There are people who need food, local food pantries. There's ways to help starving children from across the world. There are so many ways locally, nationally, globally that we can help. What about your next door neighbor? What if they're driving a car in and you can tell that the car needs fixed? What about saying, hey, you know, I'm going to take care of that for you? Or just bake some cookies and take it across to your next door neighbor. What would life be? Even just if all we did was bake cookies or bring food over, just as a way to say, you're my neighbor and you're cool. Even if they weren't cool. And you just did that. Wouldn't that just be awesome? I'll never forget. Back in my earlier years in business, when I was more on the banking side of life, and there was a widowed lady who I saw often that came into the bank I was working in. And long story short, I'll never forget her saying this. Justin, whenever I'm in a funk and I think, woe is me, and I'm in a pity party, I typically go find a way to schedule time, a couple hours, at the local nursing home. And usually after a couple hours of helping others that are in the nursing home, I walk away not only feeling joy for helping others, I start realizing, you know, my life's okay. I've got it going pretty good right now, and I need to be counting my blessings. Because, see, contentment is one of the best emotions to have. Gratefulness, thankfulness. And when you're helping others, especially those in need, especially those who at this time in their life right now, maybe later they'll be in a much better place, but right now today, they're in their own personal funk. By just giving a little bit, I'm amazed, even by just giving 5 minutes or $5, how much that can do. But what if you did really big, whacked out things? I'll never forget interviewing a guy in my office, and we're just chatting, getting to know each other a little bit. And he's partner in a business. And one of his other partners were getting ready to leave the business due primarily to financial reasons. Got themselves on a tail end of debt and were not in a good place. And they wanted to get out of their debt. And they said, you know what, for me to do this, I've got to make the tough decision to get out of this business. Well, a couple other partners got together behind closed doors and said, you know what, we like this guy. We love this guy. He helps us out so much. What if we just gave him the money to pay off his debt, to be debt free? And I think it was like a $60,000 or $80,000 number. I mean, we weren't talking like $2,000 credit card. It was like $60,000 or $80,000. And so when the guy that was having stress and was going to leave the business walked into the other partner's office for what he thought was the last time, they said, we like you. We want you to stay. And to prove that, no strings attached, we're going to write a check and pay off your debt. Wow. That's cool. That's an awesome way. Now, is that what you're supposed to do? I'm not saying that at all. But consider, how can you give? I don't know anybody who has given their time or money in a cause that they believe in, or a neighbor, or someone that's struggling. I don't know anybody who's ever done that and will look back and go, that was a waste. And I'll never forget when I was coaching a client one-on-one, and I have scholarship money from other folks that help pay for people's coaching that can't afford it. And this couple said, we can't afford coaching. I'm sorry. We'd love to do it, but we can't afford it. But someday we hope to be in a place where we can have money to help others. And I told them, I go, listen, I have some scholarship money. Oh, no. I don't want that money. I don't want it. And I said, well, let me ask you this. What if you had the money to help someone else with coaching and they turned it down? How would you feel? Oh, I'd be heartbroken. I would want to do it. So allow them to give for you. So not only do we need to be good at giving, but we also need to be good at receiving. Not being greedy, not always looking for a handout. But sometimes in America, we get too much, don't give to me, I don't need it, I'm too prideful. Let others have the opportunity to give to you, as well as you giving to others. So I hope you got a lot out of today's giving theme. I want to thank Ryan Northfield, our producer. I want to thank Webcast One Studios for the opportunity to use their studios here today. This is the Strong Tower Financial Hour, where we do help people from being broke and scared, and we give them hope with a plan. See you next time.
Concept Studios. This is Webcast One Live.
Hi, my name is Steve Bensmo with RE/MAX, where a house becomes a home. And when your host, Justin, wanted to sell his home, he gave me a call. I want to share a little bit about my buying philosophy when I work with home buyers. I always want to make sure that people are taking into consideration what home they can afford, not what home they think they can afford. So I ask a question around if they've really looked at what their budget looks like for buying a home. And there's for two reasons. One, I do not want my clients calling me in 2 to 3 years to do a short sale. I want people to be able to order pizza on Friday night and not be worried about the mortgage on Monday. So if you're looking for a home to buy and you want someone on your side to make sure you're buying the right home for you right now, give me a call at 515-257-6531. Again, that's 515-257-6531. Or check me out on Facebook. Again, I'm Steve Bensmo with RE/MAX, where a house becomes a home, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Thanks.
Adam, introduce yourself to us.
I am Adam Obrecht with AO Wealth Advisory, and I am a financial planner working here in the Metro.
And what is it that you do as a financial planner?
I work with clients' goals, and my main goal is to help clients maximize what they earn, invest it wisely, and be able to figure out a plan to give generously to charity and their families.
And what sets you apart from other financial planners here in the Des Moines area?
You know, I really look forward to working with clients on a daily basis, and it excites me to be able to figure out their plan and what gets them excited about money.
Awesome. Well, that is Adam Obrecht with AO Wealth Advisory, investment advisor, representative of Investment Advisors Corp., and SEC registered advisor. Securities offered through broker-dealer financial services member FINRA and SIPC. Thanks for watching.
At Conroy Insurance Services, LLC, we help families and business owners protect their most valuable assets. We have established an excellent reputation with our clients, and we will continue to strive to exceed your expectations. Our talented team of insurance professionals are always available to assist you, and that is why we are independent, trusted, and preferred. Hi, I'm Bob Conroy. Contact me for all of your personal and business insurance needs at conroyllc.com.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.